Welcome to SaaS Unlocked. We bring you experts, entrepreneurs, and founders around the globe to share their product and ideas with the world. Today on the show, I have a very special guest. He is co-founder and CEO at Formaloo. His name is Farokh Shahabi. Farokh, very, very warm welcome to the show. And we have met before, but really inspired by your entrepreneurial journey. You're also a TEDx speaker. So I would love to know a bit more about your personal side, which world doesn't know. So would like to share with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Exciting journey you had so far, Farokh. When I look at your journey, you are kind of a serial entrepreneur, I would say. What inspired you to create your product like Formaloo, for example, and how did you come up with this idea?
So if I want to talk about it, basically it's a long term of previous ventures and everything. But if I want to summarize that, it would be that I'm somehow a lazy person, you would say. And I want to do things very, very fast and with not so much hooplas or learning a lot of things and learning to different tools or different coding. I was a developer myself. And when I was a developer, I was always looking for shortcuts. So if I can find a shortcut, I would definitely use that. So back then, I was first really excited about framework instead of coding in vanilla and everything. And when later on, we saw the rise of CMS systems like WordPress, different systems, I was in love with them because they would have done what it would have taken me days in matter of like minutes. So I can basically automate a large portion of my work just by using them. So the idea was by me that if I can do something faster and easier, why shouldn't I?
So define to us, like, what Formaloo does in like one short description.
So Formaloo basically is a platform, so you can create any applications that you want, especially business applications, without any coding. So you can create your own custom CRMs, your own HR portals, your forms, dynamic dashboards, anything that you can imagine, membership websites, even mobile applications without any coding.
So it's like it's a gold mine for entrepreneurs, because at the end of the day, when you are building a product, you need to have a CTO co-founder, you need to have development knowledge, you have product ideas, but you need a lot of money and resources to build that product. And Formaloo with no code collaboration platform makes it so much easy.
The idea started that way. So we had a team of developers and we always had more projects that we had manpower. And we wanted to do more in less time, basically. So when we started Formaloo, it was based as an answer to that idea. So we wanted to create fast and deliver our projects fast with less amount of the developer time, so we can turn more revenue. So we started Formaloo on that premise.
So when did you start this company?
So we started the full version on 2020.
2020. So it's been almost 3 years actually.
Yeah.
So how did you see this product evolve since its launch?
So when we started with a handful of enterprises that were using our platform. From my previous ventures, as I said, we developed this for them so they can and we can basically deliver their products faster and faster and customize their solution. And they stayed with Formaloo and liked it and a lot used it. But in fast forward 2 years, now more than 25,000 businesses using us all over the world.
Am I hearing it right? 25,000 in 3 years?
Yes, 25,000. Yeah.
Farokh, this is incredible success, I would say. What do you think, what are the key factors that were included in your success journey in the last 3 years? We would love to hear the success story.
So one of the things that our community there really responded to and really liked was the speed of the development of Formaloo. So Formaloo can do a lot of things, but people want more customizations. More features so they can create more powerful applications. And we added those customizations. For example, in many fields, Formaloo is the most customizable solution writer in the world for example, customizing your applications for the clients, for agencies. these are very big with us. And that was very responsive with our users. Another thing was that Formaloo was a collaboration platform, not just another builder. So most no-code tools out there are just a builder. You create something and that's it. But with Formaloo, you have a collaborative platform. You can add your team members, collaborate on real time, work with each other's data, and create more powerful things faster.
So can I ask you a simple and silly question maybe here? Do you need to be a developer in order to develop a product on Formaloo?
Not at all. So our biggest actually customers are the business users, what we call them, the ones that never coded one day in their lives. Marketing agencies, HR teams, product teams, operation teams, these are our biggest customers.
So you found me as a new customer, man.
Of course.
When I was growing up, I was always inspired by like Bill Gates because he was creating like great products back then. And I wanted to become like him. So I chose computer science as my major. But eventually, after studying 14 hours a day, I failed and I switched to business side of things. So me, like internally from soul, I wanted to become a developer, but I could not develop. I have ideas to bring the products live, but I need help from external sources, right? That's how I build my companies. Now the products like yours solve such a big problem out there for entrepreneurs, at least in my opinion. And I am the first one that I think will definitely use it. By the end of this show, we are gonna share some of the special discount code that Farokh has for us so that fellow entrepreneurs like myself can go and use Formaloo who haven't used it yet.
Awesome.
And be part of 100,000 journey that you will have in next 1 year. So how has your product helped businesses grow their business? If you can shed some light on case studies that you might have or entrepreneurs who are starting their journey, how this has helped them scale. Do you have anything success journey of an entrepreneur that you want to share with us?
Of course. So we have two main segments of customer. The first one are teams inside SMEs, for example, HR team, product team, operation teams, the marketing teams. Those are our big segment. And the second one are marketing and development agents, which is a very interesting and a very highly growing market for us. So basically, agencies with us, they are creating their online agency inside Formaloo. So they create all the things that they need to run their business inside one platform. And they can manage all of their clients in that platform as well. We have right now around 7,000 agencies using Formaloo all over the world, especially in the US and after that UK and India. Majority of our agencies are there, and they are developing creative tools and applications for their clients and managing them at the same time. So because I think that the most important part of an agency is managing their customers. So every day they ask them to do a lot of things, to maintain something, customize something. And all agencies love a tool that they can maintain their customers easily and create something, for example, a customer portal for themselves so they can manage their deal flow, manage the status of their customers, and basically deliver the best results to their client.
Wow. So what do you think the future holds for no-code platform or this industry that you're serving?
No-code industry is one of the greatest things that happened in the past few years. And it's growing really, really fast. For example, in the past 5 years, no-code industry grew 10 times. So it's one of the fastest and highest growing industries that we have. And there is only one reason for that, because we already need more software in the world that we have developers. So we don't have enough developers. That's the fact. So the no-code tools will grow much faster in the upcoming years, because me as a developer or anyone else, if I can reduce my time and automate everything by 70%, 80%, why shouldn't I do it? If I can create something without hiring and outsourcing someone else, Why shouldn't I do that?
So maybe I want to ask a bit more technical question for people who are developers who's listening to us. So what kind of technology this product is built on? So when there is a product built on Formaloo, who owns the source code and whether they can export the code? How does that work? Maybe you want to shed some light here.
Of course. So we have a great tools for developers as well, because again, we used it ourselves and we needed a lot of tools to customize our own development. So developers can use Formaloo to create things and they can export it even natively. For example, we have SDK for different platforms, especially in Python or in Android development or iOS development even. So they can export your code and own your codes and use Formaloo as infrastructure and not a coding system. So you can add your own code as well, add your custom module, or use our APIs, webhooks, or automations anywhere they want.
Really amazing. Now maybe I'm switching the gears towards more on the personal side of your entrepreneurship journey. What tips do you have for other entrepreneurs looking to launch a successful product?
So I say this a lot, but I would say it again, as small as possible. When we started Formaloo, it was very, very, very small and just did a couple of things good. That was it. So it didn't have a lot of modules. It wasn't made for scaling or anything at all. Actually, the first version that we created would have been broke if it had more than 1,000 users at the same time. So it wouldn't work. And when we saw that, okay, now it's working. Now it can be successful. Now it's growing. We rewrote it to make it scalable and to do it right. But when we started, we said, let's do it fast. So from the idea to publishing our first version, which was very, very scrappy version of that, it took us 3 weeks to do that very fast, test it, see if someone likes it or not. That didn't have a lot of modules. So starting small is the biggest factor and the winning hand. Because I see many entrepreneurs spending months on market research, on development, losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they create something which is half-assed, even by that, and no one will use it. And they lost everything.
Wow. So there's something inside you, okay, like who helped you become who you are today as a person, as an entrepreneur, creating products, right? What is it, like 3 key skill sets that every entrepreneur should possess when building the product or being an entrepreneur himself?
So I think the most important part is that before the product, create a winning team. I would say that the definition of winning team. A team that has the potential to win, to grow. So if you create your core team, your co-founders, the first person that you hire, right, those person can grow your company, even if you're not there, even if you're busy with something else. They can become leaders as the company grow, hire their own people, manage everything as best as you want. So creating the best team, a balanced team that can be a winning hand, a team that everyone loves to be a part of. So I love working with that guy. That's the important part. And it comes before the product. Doesn't matter what the product. The team has to have the potential of leaders in it.
Super.
Yeah,
now,
that's the first thing. Yeah.
and maybe you want to share more. I am loving this conversation. So if you want to share more of your tips, I would love to.
And the second part is that, again, goes into fail fast, success faster. And you have to really focus on the product. There is a saying that says, nobody is building a road that someone is not jumping on and someone is not crossed. So the best thing is that to create a product that people want. For that, you don't know what people want. Nobody does. So for that, you have to fail again and again on the product. And to do that, you have to start small, to fail and fail on different versions to create something that people really enjoy and love. And that is the winning hand. So you can focus on that. So focus on the product, on what people want is very important. And the best thing about it is that you know that market, you know your competitors, you know that market, you know that well. You know the problems of that market, and you're trying to solve a specific problem. And you should ask yourself, why do people have that problem and not some other problem? For example, I think Ford says that if I ask people what people wanted back then, they said faster horses, not cars.
Yeah.
You have to really study the reason behind why people are having that problem. And if you solve it, you have the winning hand.
Superb. Now, maybe I want to switch to rapid fire round. And this is the most exciting part of the show, where we get to know a bit more about what is your mindset in terms of entrepreneurship, or what is your personal choice towards it. So are you ready for a quick 5-question rapid fire?
Let's do it.
Name one other company and CEO inspires you, and why?
So one of the companies that I really like is Figma. Figma is a great design tool, and they have the crowdsourcing analogy. So you can create plugins on that, you can create templates on that, and you can collaborate.
Yes.
Another one, which I really like, is Matt from Automatic, who created WordPress. So their way of working, their culture, and the way that they help millions of developers creating better websites is very inspiring.
Wow, excellent. Thanks for sharing that. What's one of the best business advice you ever received?
So the thing that I mentioned about starting a small, I wasn't always like this. So I had to learn that in the hard way. I lost so much money on creating. I had a startup and we said, okay, we are starting this startup. Let's start it internationally. Let's have the 3 different languages. Like, let's create content for that. Let's have a different tool that nobody else has, because we wanted to be best. And we spent months on developing that. And when we did it, people actually didn't care about 90% of the product and said, okay, we don't care about that. That button that took us like 2 weeks, that is interesting. You can remove the rest. And we lost so much money and the presence. So that's the best advice that I received.
Maybe I want to add, because also building MVPs for like entrepreneurs is so important. And also Formaloo can be in that place to create that no code product that you want to build business on and experiment whether it's working for you or not. So yeah, great advice here. What's one skill that has helped you become successful?
So I would call this a startup mindset. So in a startup, there is no definite answer. Nobody is certain. Nothing is working 100%, and everything is subject to change. Mm-hmm. So you have to have like 0 committees on stuff, on making decisions, on making strategies, on creating your products. If something should be done, let's do it. If there is a bug and there is a laptop near you, let's solve that bug right now, and let's do it. There is no procedures and nothing like that. And that startup mindset enables you to jump ahead instead of your competitors. Because there are 2 things that a startup can do that big guys cannot. And if you do that right, you can compete with them. Because how can you compete with a big company with 500 employees, but with thousands of employees and a marketing budget, which is like hundreds of millions of dollars? How can you compete? There's only 2 things. You're faster than them. You can change faster. You can customize faster. You can do things faster. And 2, great customer service, great customer success, which means that you have to bet on success of your customers. You spend a lot on getting that customers. You put your time and everything. Now that customers should be successful using your service, and they should see the benefit. And big companies cannot spend that much on customer success or customer service because they have a lot of customers. You don't. You have, for example, me, when we started, like we had 10 customers. Okay, let's focus on them individually. Go to their office, work on them, share your screen, anything that can solve the problem. And that they feel taken care of. And that's what they really give you money.
Because your customers are your biggest ambassadors, and you can create that word of mouth marketing, which is the best thing ever.
Exactly. As soon we analyze our customer acquisition channels from different channels that we have, and about 70% of our customers are coming from word of mouth alone.
Wow, that's really best for the business you can have.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible. So, in this startup world, there is roller coaster ride. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you pass. You have a lot of pressure, managing team, revenue, sales, marketing. So, how do you handle this pressure, and what motivates you to get going in this journey?
So there's a joke that I quit my day job, so I wouldn't have to work 40 hours a day. Now I am working 40 hours a week. Now I'm working 24/7. So for example, for past 16 months, I didn't have a single day off. So that's one of the things that really suck about a startup life. It's really hard, and because something is happening, always something is happening. So you cannot have, for example, day off, vacations, or anything like that. And that's really hard and very tiring. But this is important because you have to be careful not to burn out at the same time. So you have to have energy to care about your product and company. So there is a balance on how to be always working and not to get burnt out. But it's very hard. I don't have the answer to that. I'm trying to solve it myself.
So this last question, everyone has like inspiration, and something that changes their life. What movie or a book or a TV show that changed your life?
Changed my life. In a startup world, there are a few books that I really liked. One of them is 0 to 1 by
Wow,
Peter.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a very great book, and it talks about the fundamentals of having a successful startup. It doesn't say how to create one. It's like, this is the ingredients. So if you don't have it, go for that ingredient and just try to create something with it. The other one that I really liked about teamwork is Rework by the founder of Basecamp. I forgot the name. And that helped a lot with how to work with your team, how to collaborate with each other, and how to create a team that is growing. These are things that I really like.
Thank you for sharing that. Before we end this now, Farokh, you want to share like a special discount coupon that users can go and start using your product?
Of course. And thank you very much for the show. And thank you for everyone for tuning in and giving us their time and listen to our words. So I would love to see everyone in Formaloo, and if we can help in any way, please let me know. You can have my LinkedIn, my email, so you can get in touch with me. And if you use the code SaaS Unlocked in our promo section, you will get 30% discount lifetime. So you can upgrade annually and use that 30% discount every year for perpetuity.
Thank you so much, Farokh. It was really a pleasure to have you. Thank you for sharing all of the valuable insights. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone, today on SaaS Unlocked. We hope you gained insights into how our guest has been able to create successful product that is changing the way we do business. We wish them all the best in their future endeavors and hope that what you have heard today will help you unlock growth. Until next time, this is SaaS Unlocked signing off. Bye for now.